Hello and welcome to the Online Creators Association's Monday night live stream. I did remember to hit the button so that it doesn't do the really annoying thing with the video. This time, I remembered it right before I clicked over. We got one news story to look at. We also have, I want to go over what we learned last week about TikTok Pulse, TikTok's new revenue sharing plan. And then, I think we're just going to kind of wing it. So we'll see how long this stuff takes up. I'm going to start with this. IAS expands partnership with TikTok to measure viewability and invalid traffic globally. Integral Ad Service, a global leader in digital media quality, today announced additional services in its partnership with TikTok. IAS will now be able to measure viewability, invalid traffic, and app-level brand safety, allowing brands and agencies globally to effectively monitor the quality of their media buys on TikTok's platform. We are excited to offer marketers an increasingly comprehensive set of IAS media quality solutions to manage their advertising campaigns on TikTok, said Lisa Utzschneider, CEO of IAS. It is more important than ever for marketers to engage with users on social platforms and ensure that their ads appear next to brand-safe and suitable content on a global scale. We are thrilled to deliver a holistic solution on TikTok and provide new levels of transparency and precision for these campaigns. IAS will now provide advertisers with trusted third-party measurement powered by the Open Measurement Software Development Kit, marketers' ultimate transparency and confidence around campaign performance. Governed by the IAB, with IAS being a founding member, the SDK is designed to facilitate transparent third-party viewability and verification measurement for ads served to mobile apps and open web environments. IAS is thrilled to partner with TikTok, one of the largest content platforms, to bring the OM SDK integration to their platform, leading transparency in the walled garden space. In addition, the offering will provide granular reporting with 24/7 access to the IAS Signal UI, allowing advertisers to take action and stay informed on campaigns. By partnering with IAS, marketers now have access to an increasingly comprehensive set of solutions to manage their advertising campaigns on TikTok. Quote, "We're thrilled to build our partnership with IAS and introduce solutions that give brands the confidence to scale their business and audiences on TikTok," said Melissa Yang, head of ecosystem partnerships, TikTok. Through this expansion, brands and advertisers around the world will have access to IAS viewability and invalid traffic measurement tools to monitor the quality of their campaigns on our platform. We're excited to see how this will usher in new levels of transparency and success for our clients. Integral Ad Science is a global leader in digital media quality. I'm pretty sure this is a press release.
It absolutely is.
Oh yeah, by ExchangeWire Pressbox. This publication just straight up publishes press releases. I just dropped the cap to my water bottle.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like, obviously this is just like industry bullshit. The article could have been about as long as the headline. But it is also important to keep abreast of what advertisers are doing on TikTok, and TikTok having a new integration with a platform for monitoring ad relationships on the platform is important.
Especially, and we can roll this into talking about TikTok Pulse again.
Mhm.
I think given what we've been told about TikTok Pulse, it makes sense that they would want this kind of a situation.
Yeah. Skate Gamer George says, "Business on TikTok, haha, man, they don't ever want you to leave the app. So what's the point of even pretending they want brands to succeed?" They do want brands to succeed. Like, here's the thing. They don't want you to leave the app to go to the link in your bio.
Right.
Because that TikTok doesn't get paid for clicks on the link in your bio.
Correct.
Click-throughs for the ads are why TikTok gets to exist as a company. The main thing TikTok wants is for you to click on the ads.
Not to mention, when you click on the ad, the chances of you interacting with whatever that brand is and then coming directly back to the app is a lot higher than if you're clicking through to something that a creator suggests and then close out the app.
Particularly because TikTok has an embedded system for people to be able to like go to an in TikTok store for that product. Image says, I know it's more nuanced than that, just a bit of hyperbole. The thing is though, like it's not even like the reason I'm pushing back on this is it's not even like what you're saying is not even like a hyperbolic version of a real thing. Like TikTok absolutely does want advertisers to succeed. That's like why, like that's the only way TikTok makes money.
Yeah, it's always important to remember, I think, as someone who uses applications that are social, whether or not they're meant to be social media applications, we are essentially a product. We are the product that gets served up to advertisers.
Filter of Chaos has a great point. Also, ads are usually not for competing apps, which, links in bios are almost always links to your other social media platforms.
What do you mean I can't ask people to come hang out in my Instagram or my Lonely Hams or whatever?
We're live on TikTok right now, and the backdrop just says live on Twitch.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
app drives me so crazy with that stuff. Like I get it. I do get it.
Yeah,
Not saying that I necessarily agree with it. This is too far. Like you cannot lock everybody into only here. Whilst suppressing a lot of people, whilst also allowing automated moderating systems to just go wild and ruin everybody's life and expect everybody to continue to be happy when they can go basically anywhere else and have more freedom than they do here.
I think the issue is that whether or not you are happy on the app is, at the end of the day, kind of immaterial to them, right? Because as of yet, there has not, an app has not kind of come on the scene that is going to be TikTok but better in such a way that there's going to be a mass exodus.
To my knowledge, there are not any social media platforms that are like notable for the quality of making their users happy.
You're not wrong. Yeah, that's accurate. Accurate.
And I do think like it's important to keep in mind that like we often talk about the ways that TikTok is hostile to creators and to just like people in general, but like it's really important to remember that what's happening is that creators and the platform have different motives that are not universal, that are not at all points in alignment. What is not happening is that the platform's motive is to hurt creators.
No, there's usually no malicious intent.
And like this is important for us to like emphasize as a labor organization, because like what would be the point of organizing to try and advocate for creators on a platform that like where the priority was to hurt creators?
Right. Exactly.
It's just you have this teeny tiny little avenue and that's it.
Yeah. It's something that, I feel like Cecilia says it all the time, but it's more or less a lot of the things that we perceive as being intentionally damaging to creators is actually just a full-on lack of ability to do things correctly on their end, but it's not intentional.
Claudia Alec Love on the TikTok live chat just said harming us is collateral damage. They don't mind, which, that's exactly the point. It's TikTok is comfortable like letting creators be harmed as collateral damage to the end of making money. TikTok is not interested in harming creators as an end unto itself. Right. And TikTok is very aware that harming creators has material costs for the platform. So like whatever they want to do that could harm creators, they have to have reason to believe it's going to make them more than they will lose in lost engagement.
Yeah.
And lost content.
Yeah. Which is also why you see them doing things like Pulse, doing things like the Creator Fund, things that they know will at least give you, either hope of a dopamine boost or a serotonin.
Gamer George says, I'm a bit behind on what's effective toward helping creators. Is pointing them toward the community manager email a hit or miss still? Or are there better ways of getting back-end attention from TikTok? I've been pointing my creator friends to that email for bans/live bans. As far as we know, that email has not been deactivated yet, but they have deactivated every other email account that has gotten out as like an email at which people can be reached at TikTok. The answer is they don't want you to email them, and they will try as hard as they can to stop you from emailing them. Like what the best thing is to do for people is always going to be a moving target. You can manually file reports in app, and you can, I believe we have instructions for doing that posted on the Discord. Am I right?
I can say what they are right
yeah,
now.
please do. And also, if we don't have them pinned in a channel somewhere, we should make sure that.
Yeah, I know we should do that, but
that one might be better if I actually make like a screenshot.
Yeah.
Tutorial to do.
It's convoluted. There's a lot of steps, but when you are signed into your own account and you go to your own profile page, up at the top, you click the three dots, which opens up the menu for the privacy and security. Scroll down to report a problem. It's going to take you to a page. It's going to talk to you about stuff. Ignore it. Top right corner. It's supposed to represent a pen and a pencil on paper. It doesn't really look like it, but trust me, click that. You're going to be taken to a second page that again is full of like goofy stuff. Ignore it. Up in the top, you have a different icon that also represents pen on paper. Click that a second time, and then you get a free form entry to submit a report instead of following through these convoluted other steps to get to this one convoluted step that's actually just like a submit. And I personally think that they just keep shutting down the emails because submitting a ban appeal to like legal is not it's not the right place for us to be submitting a ban appeal, to be perfectly frank. But it's the only avenue that we had to like freeform submit until this random completely hidden interface showed up. So there's nothing wrong with going ahead and emailing people, but I have a feeling that they're still just trying to crack down and getting people to the correct place whilst also not actually telling you what the correct place is, which is have the solution before you create the problem, but whatever.
If you are using the report a problem form, which I have gotten real friendly with in the last couple of months, you want to be very specific, especially if you're, talking about usernames and things like that. Don't be afraid to shame them in that report. That's actually gotten me bumped up the queue a couple of times. Response time is 3 to 4 weeks. So
yeah,
just be aware.
Personally, my most effective method for getting a response on a support ticket has been making a TikTok about the problem and then posting that TikTok to Twitter and adding TikTok on Twitter.
Yep.
Like most brands, if you publicly call them out on Twitter, TikTok tends to push you up the queue.
Yeah. The more very visible bad press that they get, the faster they're going to want to fix your problem.
And honestly, this is not something that I can recommend as a policy change for Toka right now during a live stream, but it's something we should talk about maybe at the next meeting. We might want to tweet at TikTok about the problem on the ban billboard recommendations.
We can talk about it. So that would be your best course of action typically. But
yes. it's like which one of the Scotty Wartooth situations? Because there's been like 24 at this point, and most half of them created around Christmas time for the past 3 years. Like my goodness, people.
Well, Scotty Wartooth, there was a I want to say like an 8-month stretch where every 3 weeks, like clockwork,
yes,
they got banned.
Yes.
And 3 days later, because they were in that cyclical ban circle for a while.
Yep.
3 days later, on Monday, they would be unbanned, and then weeks later banned again. Which makes me think that there was an issue, like AutoMod is fucking stupid, especially when you allow bans to happen because of AutoMod situations without human interference.
Yep.
I do also want to remind everybody about how bad TikTok's moderating team is, and the fact that TikTok's moderating practices are such that it's not entirely unreasonable to expect that some of the time the decisions we're seeing that are like clearly only a machine could make this mistake also could be a human making that mistake. Because one of the things we recently learned from an interview with a TikTok moderator is that TikTok mods watch as many as 3 TikToks at a time, and they don't watch the whole things before making calls.
Yeah.
So you were both sitting very still for a second, and I thought that my computer had frozen.
No, I was just practicing ninja skills where if I stand enough, you can't see me.
And it's just me just sitting here like filling with rage because I hate it here. Moderating videos is so hard. I'm like, I never wanted to do it. Thankfully, I never really had to.
And they have half as many moderators as like Facebook has.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the moderators that they do have don't have the appropriate support networks, so they burn out real fast.
And because I do moderating on Reddit.
Start doing is like putting these articles together into a place in public. Like these streams should really have bibliographies.
If only.
You can support Toka at patreon.com/officialtoka.
Fund us so we can do more of that stuff.
Does the bot not work?
I don't know. There you go. It was just slow.
Oh, it's just slow. Okay, that I can handle.
My bot's a little sleepy today. It's all right. It's all right. I'm a break. It's a Monday.
Oh God, is it? I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to talk about work on stream. But like today was just the most Monday that has ever Mondayed in like 3 months for me easily. But we're here.
Yay! Now we're here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a week. It's been a week, and it's only Monday.
It's only Monday.
One thing I could do on today's stream, now that we are pretty much out of stuff to talk about, is if one of you guys is up for getting that series of screenshots, I would be up for like doing the photoshopping to make like the sequence of.
Yeah, let me get my trusty telephone, and I can.
I was just gonna say, I know that I do have them in my phone already because I posted them up for folks twice in the Discord, and I do know that the images do also exist in the Discord, just not easily accessible.
I absolutely use them all the time to show my friends how to do the thing, but.
And then I do know also that Cecilia did do a video that showed the sequence of steps, which that's how I learned it from watching her video. But it's, bless her heart, it's buried now. Like it's just gone.
One of Toka's big projects right now is to try to get all of the resources we have organized into places that are easily accessible. It's really hard. We know a lot of things. And right now, the main strategy for disseminating that knowledge is one of us fully recreates the explanation every single time anyone asks. That is labor intensive and also inefficient, like wildly inefficient.
Yeah, Skate Gamer Jordan says that they'd hate to be a moderator because whatever the robot deems is problematic is likely going to cause a lot of distress. And it's like, yes. And this is the ironic part too, is that so they're trying to have the robot moderators help reduce the load. And hopefully, I would also assume that they're trying to reduce the mental stress on their actual moderator staff, but they're not. It's creating more problems, it feels, than good. But did they change it again?
So in the report a problem ticket.
Okay.
It used to be that you could just like write out the information, and then it suggested that you could add photos or videos, but you couldn't actually add the photos or videos. They fixed it. You can now add you can add up to 4 videos and 4
photos or 1 video.
Thank you. I'm broken.
Yeah, I just need screenshots of like every step on the process of getting to that page.
I just got them. Let me throw them in the Discord. Hang on.
Yeah, I still
Filter of Chaos. We have that channel. It's called Resources. We just haven't put everything in it yet because like it's hard to make this stuff.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, we all have jobs on top of jobs.
Not most of us.
Well, this one is your job. But even still, I feel like you're doing 17 jobs on top of. Where's the stupid? Where? There it is. I can never find the live stream planning channel when I want it.
I know. Yeah, it's like the blessing and curse of like having too many channels. Like we are very organized by having all of our different categories, but we also do just have a lot of channels. So like Discord is adequate for like organizing things.
And Micah, can I get just like a screenshot of your profile page before you've clicked on the menu button as well?
Sure.
No.
Can.
And it's like, unfortunately too, without like trying to expand into something that would be like a true like knowledge base, like there's not, we've got what we've got.
Yeah.
And even branching out into like other forms of communication, like if we use like Reddit or something else like that too, like we could have access to a wiki there immediately, but it's still then to potentially request that somebody move off platform not once but twice to get access to information. That also gets annoying, but it's doable. But
I added
it's annoying.
Click on settings and privacy before you scroll down so that we have to.
Perfect.
And, but yeah.
All right, so let's see, share. One.
Oh, really? I'm gonna make a thing.
What was that?
Unfortunately, going to be stuck looking at my face.
Don't worry, it's only for a couple of the slides.
It's only for a few slides that your mug is the primary focal point. No worries.
All right, so let's see. This one we want.
I mean, you could honestly probably go grab the like the Toka home screen instead too, or profile page, whatever, blah blah blah.
Oh no!
If you don't want your face on there,
I do not care that my face is on this thing. I live on it, which means people look at that in an organic setting.
Yeah. Just friendly reminder that we do have at least one other like non just you option available.
Totally fine. I don't mind.
Also, I hate the profile view feature so much.
It's free advertising.
Yeah. Like, I still like the idea of the profile view, but I hate it so much. I hate everything about it. I also hate that when you're like, I would like to opt out of this feature, it's still like, you should opt into this feature. Let's guilt you by showing the numbers continuing to increase. And I'm just like,
Right. His attention still primarily
I need you to stop.
Have things changed in recent.
Okay.
So we don't actually know what the app is weighting as a primary weight. But generally speaking, any app is going to weight retention pretty heavily, because the goal is always to bring in more users. So, and the more users that you bring in, the higher ad value you have.
Mm-hmm. That's why I keep telling friends also, I also I shouldn't laugh. I'm so sorry. I have a friend who overnight has come to some colorful conclusions about the app and how it works. And I keep gently trying to ask them, where are you getting this information from? And they never answer. And I'm just kind of like, I talk to a lot of people about this all the time. If you would like to talk more with other people, please. But also be ready to like show proof, like where did any of this information come from? It is just wild some days knowing how much extraneous information is just floating about there. Because sometimes when people, I'm like, hey, that's a headcanon, that's like something interesting. Like I bring it up with other folks, and then other stuff, I'm just kind of like, what? My favorite weird rumor that I heard that one time was that if you have somebody join or somebody follow you, you should, and you're thinking that they maybe look like a bot, and then if you remove them as a follower and you immediately get banned, that was a moderator.
That's bullshit.
What? Where? I'm sorry, but that's one of those like weird things that I'm just like, why? What value would that bring? Why would removing a moderator as a follower?
Well, I think what you have to remember is that people are generally always going to be dissatisfied with something on the app, right? That is human nature. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. And quite frankly, TikTok has a lot to be dissatisfied with, which means people are looking for concrete answers for ways to fix what they perceive to be a problem rather than, a built-in issue with the app. And if you're looking to get people to stay on your page, if you're looking to get people to pay attention to what you're saying, offering them something that sounds like it could be plausible if you don't look at it too hard is a pretty, it's a shitty way to get people to pay attention to you.
Which one is it? Creator tools or settings and privacy?
Settings and privacy.
Thank you.
Skate Gamer George, so much misinformation. The only place that it's discussed in a sober way is Toka. True. There's a couple of other people I've seen discussing it too. I can never remember usernames, so please don't ask me who I see talking about this, who's not involved in Toka. But yeah, I see more wild guessing than.
Typically speaking, what we're trying to do is provide a level-headed source of information, which means a lot of what we're going to have to say is we don't know. And the reality is we will probably never know for sure in a lot of things, which is a much safer answer than coming up with something. I do not know that user or whatever that is. Sean VV.
Sean VV.
No idea. But like typically speaking, anytime that you see someone giving you what seems
Oh,
like
This person?
yeah, no.
Oh,
It's actually Sean SVV. Yes, a lot,
they've
but
come out
also,
that we've been like, there is no source for this.
yeah, there's a lot that he does get right, but a lot of the times I find more so what's happening is in his delivery, he decides to sensationalize, and again, I feel that's more for the views and for engagement. So I'm not like mad about it. No, it's okay. And then yes, his breakdowns of the terms of service and policy too. That's another one of those things that I do appreciate that he is taking the time to do that, but sometimes his interpretations I feel are very close to the mark, but don't actually hit the mark. So it's again, it's a mixed bag. Like I think what he's trying, I think he has got good intentions, but I've always been a little hesitant to say, yeah, totally go watch that guy.
Generally
I wish
speaking, there's a couple of questions that you should be asking yourself anytime that someone is giving you information about TikTok as a platform. And it's a, you know, where are they citing a source for this? Like, how do they know this?
Yep.
What do they gain by telling me this? Because realistically, if it's someone who's sensationalizing, like you just said, like, yeah, they're doing it because they're getting views from it, and whether or not what they're saying is true isn't going to have too much of a material impact on them.
Yeah, no need to apologize. So that's an excellent question, and that is an excellent person to ask questions about too, because they are very well known for this kind of conversation, and that's wonderful.
And also, typically, if anybody on this app is telling you that they have the answer and they're telling you that they have a concrete knowledge without offering like a pretty believable source of information for it, like that in itself is kind of a red flag. Because the fact of the matter is this company isn't going to give us a lot of these answers in any kind of concrete way because it doesn't serve them to do so.
Yeah. And the other thing too that I do like to also point out is that there's no like one go-to person, because there's a couple of UX designers out there who are on this app and they talk. Cheryl is one of our admins, wonderful content, talks about little pieces of the whole app, like great people to listen to. And then there's people who speak about it like more generally. Professor Casey.
Yep.
Thank you. I don't know why I always struggle with her name. She also makes a lot of excellent content because she's got a lot of experience with like community management and stuff, and she does like teaching in addition to.
She's an AI ethics professor or tech ethics.
Thank you. Yes, AI tech professor. Again, I don't know why I can never regurgitate that correctly. It never comes out right. But she is also a fantastic resource about this kind of stuff. Again, speaking in general and not.
But also speaking from a place of being an expert in their field, right?
Yes.
So they have the knowledge base to talk about it, whereas a lot of the people on this app who are like, I'm a social media manager, so I know what's happening. That is completely I'm sorry. That is yeah.
So speaking of like kind of the opposite, like out of left field, because Elise Myers has come across my page a couple of times. She's a UX designer by profession, and I was like, what? Like I was so shocked. I love it. I was just like, of all the things, I'm not like surprised, but I just wasn't expecting her to just all of a sudden out of the blue. By the way, I'm also happy to be a UI designer. And then she posted something about TikTok's UI, and I was just kind of like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's surprising because like that's a lot of times you expect people to integrate what they do into their content, and she very much doesn't.
Yeah.
Like that's just not on the app. I'm like, that's cool. That's,
Yeah.
you know, you do you.
I still associate her with being the emoji storyteller with all the tacos.
All right, y'all. Is this the right sequence of images?
Okay.
So profile page. This is where you click.
Yep.
Yes.
Creator tools and settings and privacy.
Yes.
I realized I highlighted the wrong one.
Yes.
Which is why we do these checks.
Yes.
So, let's see. These, I need to make it visible. This.
Skate Gamer Jordan again says that they have a creator friend or several creator friends who say really out of pocket shit and you roll your eyes. Yes, we we all do.
To be fair, sometimes I refer to those as my tinfoil hat theories. And until we're offline, so that I can share my tinfoil hat theories with some of Toka's members. And then we talk about why those are tinfoil hat theories.
Yeah, TX did that all just now. When the hyperfocus hits,
yeah,
just don't question, just roll with it. Let's do this.
Powerhouse TX. But,
all right.
So now it's highlighting settings and privacy. I'm also going to switch this over to
perfect
of that. Then in settings and privacy, we want report a problem, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And under report a problem, this button to get to your prior
pencil on paper icon number 1.
Under your feedback.
Correct.
Pencil on paper icon number 2. And then we land on this page, and then you're at the page. So we don't have another.
Yep, that's it.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
That's it. So, oh, nice.
I never finished. I was going to click through it on mine too to see if I see those same upload things, because you know how they love to make an update and then it's not actually updated for everybody.
Right.
But I got myself distracted because I had a notification. Okay, good. It is here on mine too. See, that's good too, because that when I was trying to, I feel like I shouldn't say it out loud because I know it's going to freaking summon it again. They started flooding my feed with ASMR live streams, and I'm like, ASMR doesn't do it for me. I need it gone now, and I need it gone forever. I do not want to see it or hear it. And they were like, could you upload some pictures? And I'm like, I'd love to. Fix your shit.
Doesn't work. Yeah, so Skate Gamer, yeah, the TikTok is in fact a paper mache mess, and it is kind of unfixable. Because the skeleton of everything is held together with like fairy farts and hope. And that hope is tenuous at best.
Also, thank you so much for saying paper mache out loud, because I looked at that word. I don't know that I've ever seen paper mache written out before.
That word real good.
Oh, God.
I put it in maybe more technical terms. TikTok has a serious technical debt, which means that they've accumulated a lot of failure to keep up with the like basic maintenance needs of a platform, because they've devoted the majority of their resources to developing new material rather than maintaining and improving the material they have. And the longer a company goes on, the bigger the
technical debt.
Yeah, the technical debt. The bigger the accumulation of problems they have that and like things that are built on top of systems that are broken. And like it's not unfixable. Like it's not literally unfixable, but it is figuratively unfixable. Like it is unlikely to be fixed. The investment that would go into fixing TikTok is the kind of investment that like it's like New Deal level infrastructure revision, and that's not something corporations do.
Yeah, it's essentially going to require an overhaul of a lot of systems. to build better systems rather than continuing to patch the old systems that never worked well to begin with.
And it's like, in my experiences too, the only time that will happen is if the original foundation, like, just it needs to be rewritten because the technology is now depleted.
So I don't know that I would say it was Frankenstein together from Musical.ly. Rather,
it is Musical.ly. Musical.ly was renamed.
Yeah. Part of the issue when it was Musical.ly, they did not have nearly the same user base. The user base has changed so aggressively, expanded so aggressively, and they've continued to try and add more and more to the platform without doing any of the foundational work that they needed to do.
And that was like one of my friends that just started randomly posting hot takes about algorithms and whatnot and how everything works. They were just like, this app was designed for people with ADHD. And I'm like,
it's true.
I mean, we flock to it like nothing else.
The little serotonin.
It wasn't. It was based, like, I'm sorry, but like if this app was Musical.ly, because originally it was supposed to just be like kind of the new MySpace, like it's the place to go to like hear music. No. I don't think music and ADHD.
So Musical.ly was more of it was a lip syncing app. That is what it was.
Oh, okay.
Musical.ly. So it was very big with cosplayers. It was very much a do a story dance and lip sync.
Okay.
And then as it became TikTok, while some of that carried over, it started to de-emphasize a lot of the content that made it. And then it started focusing on original content and trend content. And so like it's weird because it kind of feels like it was trying to be a better, like, I don't want to say Vine, but kind of.
Right. Well, all of it though, really, right? Because like Vine was kind of on its way out already, and then people also wanted like sound and such, like YouTube, but also you didn't want to be YouTube. But I was never here when it was Musical.ly. I've only been here for like a hot minute compared to some other like OG TikTok users.
I've been on this app for enough years that I'm just like, listen, I was here for AutoR, and I can pretty definitively say things are very different from where we started. But ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do we want to do some cards while TX continues to work on that?
Yes.
Like, yes.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
All right. Do we want three options? We can do movie, we can do movie video game, or we can do movie TV. They're all
either movie or movie TV.
Okay.
Because I'm not very good at movie video game. I will just sit here and go like, what's that? Because like I play like 3 games, right? Like that's it as far as video games go. I know of a few more, but
let me grab some movie then, because I've already got a stack of those that are out here. So I want to make sure these are not ones that we've done. They're not. Cool. Awesome. Here we go. Oh, and for anybody in chat, so we have this lovely little game called the movie game, brought to you by the Valley Folk. And essentially it's 2 clues about 2 different movies, but you gotta smash the 2 movies together to make one big long movie title. It's real fun. So the first one is Tom Hanks and his weird hair return to track the Illuminati and their monstrous underground energy scheme that harvest the terrified screams of our youth.
I don't know what the second one is.
Angels and D-Monsters, Inc.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That was especially impressive because you're doing two things right now.
Right?
Let's see. A young Japanese girl is sold to a house where she is trained in the art of song, dance, conversation, and saying a mystical word that magically transforms the chosen one into a yoked superhero.
The second half again?
I'll read the whole thing. A young Japanese girl is sold to a house where she is trained in the art of song, dance, conversation, and saying a mystical word that magically transforms the chosen one into a yoked superhero.
I don't remember the full name of the last one, but it's something de Shazam.
Yes. Memoirs, yes. Philster of Chaos got it. It is Memoirs of a Gay Shazam.
Shazam. Okay.
All right, let's see.
So I'm like, I have watched too much like anime and stuff too that I'm just sitting here like there's so many transformations.
When he's not busy doing Roller Girl, Dirk Diggler jousts with William Thatcher, a skilled peasant boy gaining fame and notoriety in medieval competitions.
Could you repeat that again? Or repeat it once?
Yeah. When he's not busy doing Roller Girl, Dirk Diggler jousts with William Thatcher, a skilled peasant boy gaining fame and notoriety in medieval competitions.
I fully don't know the first movie.
You know the second one?
Yeah, The Knight's Tale.
Yeah. I know the first one, but I can't remember.
The hint for the first one is Marky Mark and the prosthetic penis. Give it a couple more seconds to see if chat can catch up. It is Boogie Nights Tale.
Yeah, I've never seen Boogie Nights.
Okay.
Right? Some of the hints are like, okay, that makes sense, and other hints are just, ouch. A white man cruises over to Japan to modernize their noble warriors by teaching them how to club the crap out of an Olympic figure skater's knees.
I mean, I know that the first one is The Last Samurai, and I am completely lost in the second one. I appreciate you putting the emphasis on cruise.
The Yamaguchi, right? No. I remember the thing, but I don't know what.
Cruises over to Japan to modernize their noble warriors by teaching them how to club the crap out of an Olympic figure skater's knees. Based on a true story. Yes! Nelster's got it again. It is The Last Samurai Tanya.
Okay. I'm so bad at remembering movie names.
Sometimes I'm really good at this game, and sometimes I'm like, what? I do. No. Federal investigators are informed of Kaiser Soze, a criminal mastermind who pumped a movie full of so many 80s and 90s testosterone-jacked action stars that they are pregnant after reading this clue.
Something Junior?
It has nothing to do with pregnancy. They're just talking about the fact that there's literally this movie is just 80s and 90s action stars.
Okay, one more time.
Federal investigators are informed of Kaiser Soze, a criminal mastermind who pumped a movie full of so many 80s and 90s testosterone-jacked action stars that you're pregnant after reading this clue.
I realized that I know the movie. I know the first one. I know what the movie is, but I don't remember what it's called. I realized I had the wrong name in my head, and that's why I couldn't get it to fit with the second one, which is The Expendables.
The usual
suspects.
Yeah, there we go.
Suspendables.
The usual suspects-pendables. That is the hardest thing to fucking say. The usual suspects-pendables.
Yeah.
A dorky Caucasian dude dupes dudes on the basketball court and makes money by teleporting into banks and avoiding Sam Jackson.
I know the second one. I don't remember what the movie's called, but I really like that movie.
A dorky Caucasian dude dupes dudes on the basketball court and makes money by teleporting into banks and avoiding Sam Jackson.
I don't know anything about basketball or any movies about basketball.
Yeah, I only know Air Bud, and that's because of Jenna Marbles. Let's be honest.
I only know Air Bud
and Space Jam.
Basketball player in all of time.
And I distantly feel like the second movie might have started with a T.
Nope. The first movie is White Men Can't Jump, and the second movie is Jumper. White Men Can't Jumper.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen Jumper, so
it's Hayden Christensen.
I believe you.
Oh my God, this is dumb. The matriarch of a superpowered family goes back to hero work, leaving dad behind to care for their Dustin Hoffman in a dress.
The Incredible Tootsie?
The Incredibles Tootsie. It's the second Incredible.
I can't believe I actually got that.
Oh man. Oh my God. The chances of you guys getting this one are low, but I find this movie stupid and funny. So
okay.
Two booze-hound slackers slam together hoops and Dirty Diamond to create a hybrid sport where skilled athletes compete in an underground ping pong death match.
Okay, I know the first one is basketball because that was all the fucking rage in college, but I don't know what the second part is, other than Forrest Gump. But that's not right because it's the only movie that I know off the top of my head that has ping pong in it.
I'll read it again. Two booze-hound slackers slam together hoops and the Dirty Diamond to create a hybrid sport where skilled athletes compete in an underground ping pong death match.
I mean, it's not like basketball club because it almost sounds like Fight Club except for the ping pong. That's what's throwing me off.
No. The bad guy in the second one is Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken is in a movie about underground ping pong tournaments.
Deathmatch ping pong tournaments, yeah.
I mean, that is not at all surprising to me, but it also doesn't help.
Skate Gamer got it. It's Basketballs of Fury.
Balls of... I have to see if I can find that movie somewhere because I will need to watch that.
Good movie. It is on the same level. It's it tried too hard to be dodgeball. Is the best way that I can put it.
Yeah, I mean, it did sound like you were describing dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah, basketball is one of those ones that, if you've seen it.
Well, that was the one Listen, I've seen it and it's fucking stupid, but I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, again, I am just old enough that like South Park was the coolest. That it was at its height, like its peak, like amazingness when I was in college, and then basketball came out, and just nobody would shut up about it. And like, basically once a month we had like a basketball rewatching, and I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of over it now, but like.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Edmond Dantes escapes from his illegitimate island imprisonment to enact his revenge upon a group of stuffed with fluff anthropomorphers that left the 100-Acre Wood.
What?
Okay, so I know it's The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, or one of the many Winnie the Pooh.
Edmond Dantes.
I mean, it has to be Winnie the Pooh, right? Because 100-Acre Forest is Winnie the Pooh. 100-Acre Forest is Winnie the Pooh. I'm about to lose my fucking mind.
It does have to do with Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my God.
Might throw you off because Winnie the Pooh is not in the title.
Oh no. Oh, Return to.
Nope. Just let me read the clue again. Edmond Dantes escapes from his illegitimate island imprisonment to enact his revenge upon a group of stuffed with fluff anthropomorphers that left the 100-Acre Wood.
Is the first one The Hunt for Red October?
Nope.
Is the first one The Three Musketeers? Or The Man in the Iron Mask?
No, but you're closer.
Or The Rock or whatever. It's the one with Sean Connery, isn't it?
It's like a period action piece, right?
Yes.
Oh.
It's one of those ones that, like, in high school you may have had to read it. And there's a sandwich about it.
A sandwich?
That doesn't help. Like, maybe it'll make sense, but it doesn't help now.
Skate Gamer got the second one.
Christopher Robbins? Okay. The Count of Monte Christopher Robin?
There it is.
Oh my God. I'm just sitting here. I'm thinking of all the sandwiches that I know of, and like, okay.
There's a sandwich about it. I like.
Oh God.
Their clue was stupid. Let's see. This documentary follows a madman as he ascends Yosemite's El Capitan without ropes, so he can endure 7 different endings after throwing the One Ring into the fires of Mordor.
I mean, something Lord of the Rings, or else I'm like fucking failing at life.
But which Lord of the Rings?
I mean, obviously the extended edition.
Okay, so it is not 127 hours, but that was my first thought when I first read this. It's the other documentary about a mountain.
Okay.
Without ropes is the big thing. This documentary follows a madman as he ascends Yosemite's El Capitan without ropes, so that he can endure 7 different endings after throwing the One Ring into the fires of Mordor.
See, my smart ass just wants to say Princess Bride. I know it's wrong, but I don't know that many movies where people are like climbing hills that aren't Mount Everest, and it very clearly says Yosemite. But
yeah, there it is.
Oh, Free Lord of the Rings.
Free Solo. It's Free Solo Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. If we want to get real spicy about it. TX, that face. Just.
Yeah, I never would have gotten that first one at all, not even a little bit.
Oh my God. I'm mad about this one, but only because they. So the thing about this game, right, is that they never shorten the movie titles. So if the movie titles are stupid long, that's just the way it is.
Like the don't drink your juice in the hood.
Like this one. A World War II love triangle is rocked by bombs dropped on a Hawaiian naval base by a reporter representing the struggling country of Kazakhstan.
I got nothing for both of them.
I mean, I know that the first one's Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
The only thing I'm getting for the second one, I don't know whether there was a movie adaptation and it doesn't work, but just because you said long title and there was something about a military conflict, I'm thinking of "We regret to inform you that in the morning we'll be," or "We're writing to inform you that in the morning we'll be killed with their families."
No, actually, Phil Philister Chaos got it. It is Pearl Harbor Borat. The problem is that the actual title for the movie Borat is Borat: Cultural Learning of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan.
No wonder people just take it down to Borat. I never knew that.
That's not a title. That's a subtitle.
No, it is. Listen, I think the reason they do it is because like a lot of them are like they'll do the sequels of things, and you have to say the full title of the sequels in order for it to work. Like Incredibles 2. Let's see. Yeah, that's fair. I also wouldn't have typed it. It's real long. It's too much. But all right,
I enjoy this game, but also like as you were saying, these couple of pieces of it, just like I can't.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It is 9:02, so I'm gonna do one last card and then we can sign off. A teenager with thyroid cancer falls for a cancer-stricken teenage boy with sweet tree surfing skills who was raised in the deep jungle by gorillas with an affinity for Phil Collins.
Fault in Our Tarzan.
Fault in Our Tarzan.
Fault in Our Tarzan.
The only reason the two reasons that I remember The Fault in Our Stars, I've never read it, never seen it, never whatever. My sister keeps saying, you should watch this, you should read this, this is so good. And I'm just like, it's sad and I can't.
So here's the thing. I am the human who, have I read every book that John Green has ever written? Yes. Go around and tell people that The Fault in Our Stars is a good book. No.
See, and that's also, I mean, he's even said that on his own like TikToks.
Like it is perfectly enjoyable for mass consumption. I argue that it is also highly problematic in a lot of ways that like make me uncomfortable reading it.
Yep, because I think there's a couple of videos that he posted that he was like, of all the books, that is not my first on the list. And I was like, oh, okay. But also he was also, oh gosh, I can't remember if it was that book or one of his other books where he was talking about how he wished he had spoken to people who wanted to rephrase the title for their country first, because some of these other countries, because they're like The Fault in Our Stars doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So they retooled the title so it would make sense for their language and their culture. And he's just, I think he said it was the one in Norway, and I wish I could remember what he said, but he
something
was
about a grenade.
So yes,
he's told that story a few times. I remember when he told it like right after that translation came out on Vlogbrothers.
I was just like, that's fantastic. Like, what a beautiful story. I don't need to read the book anymore. I've heard enough from the title and from other people's encounters. That's enough.
I think generally a lot of John's books are great if you are in that age category. But they do not kind of age well with their reader.
Yes.
Is essentially kind of how I think of it. Although I will say he has one book, and it is probably his least popular book, that I genuinely like a lot. Like, I think Abundance of Catherines is one of his better books.
Okay.
And it gets the least amount of attention.
I feel like John Green writes the books that like high school English teachers really wish like Gatsby and The Grapes of Wrath were.
Yes.
Like really solid object lessons on symbolism and narrative.
Yeah.
That are accessible and interesting to teenagers.
that are also an exploration in what is empathy for the human condition, which, like, as a teenager, is the lesson you need to fucking learn.
Yes.
And also, it also, like, I don't think any of his books are about why capitalism is bad, which is like the main problem with high school teachers trying to teach great American novels, because all of them are about how capitalism is bad, and high school teachers aren't allowed to tell their students that the book is about how capitalism is bad, because they will go home and tell their conservative parents, and then the teacher will get fired.
Exactly. If you can get past the first 2 to 3 chapters of An Abundance of Catherines, it gets really good in the middle section, because that's where the stuff actually happens.
See, and I love those explanations, but those explanations drive me crazy too, because because that's like,
Read Walk Away by Cory Doctorow.
what?
Read Walkaways by Cory Doctorow.
Okay. I have to start at the beginning. I have to. Like, even if it's bad, like, it's fine. I will just.
Oh no, I'm not saying skip it. I'm just saying, like, you got to power through some dry to get to the parts that make you like the book.
And I'm like, I'm at that point too, where, like, I'm so grateful that audiobooks are so much more readily available and stuff, because, like, believe me too, when I was a kid, somebody did hand me a copy of Lord of the Rings, and I tried and I would fall asleep after reading 2 sentences every single time. But the way, I don't remember his name, but the way that he read it, oh my God, I have listened to Lord of the Rings like 5 times now that I have it.
I always joke about the fact that they should take my nerd card, because I cannot read Tolkien. I have tried. I am the human. Listen, I read the complete unabridged works of Edgar Allan Poe at the tender age of fucking 7. And I liked it. Tolkien makes me need a nap. It's too much. Yes. It's something about Tolkien's writing style makes my brain go, we need to turn off now.
I really like Tolkien's writing style, but I find, like, once I get past the old woods in, like, the beginning of the first book, I'm just like, I don't actually care about the rest of this story. Like, it feels like those first couple, that like first section of the first book, like in the Shire and then in the Old Forest, is a fantasy novel, and I like fantasy novels. After that, it's like a war novel for dads.
Yeah.
See, I have learned that a lot of high fantasy novels are actually war novels, right? Because 9 times out of 10, there's some kind of battle happening. And I cannot tell you how disinterested that makes me. Like, immediately, I'm like, I do not care. I also don't care about the lineage of any person in the I do not need to know. It's one of the reasons that reading like the Game of Thrones books is really difficult for me, is because I have to sit there through like a page and a half of this one person's titles and lineage, and I'm sitting here going, none of this matters to me, and I do not care. Can we move on yet?
I really like when the lineages wind up actually mattering in an interesting way, but they usually don't.
Yeah. Like, it's just...
And then I also just, like, I am... So I've talked about this a couple times recently, but
Fantasy's Tom Clancy. Accurate.
I just recently binged Pennyworth, the show about Alfred, Batman's butler, the prequel series to Gotham, the prequel series to Batman.
Yes.
And, like, it's very weird about nobles. Like, so it's about the central conflict is between socialist anarchist insurgents in England and fascist insurgents in England. And the first season, the show is weirdly empathetic to the fascist leadership. Like, they're not portrayed as, they are clearly the bad guys, but, like, the individuals in charge are, like, reasonable people who just believe shitty things. In the second season, they introduce a truly hateable fascist. who engineers the downfall of the like current fascist leadership so that he can take over. And one of the thematic points that they repeatedly hammer home is that the previous fascist leadership, who are above things like gas bombing London, are nobles, upper class. And this guy is a commoner. And like that is his main thing. And it's just like the evil fascists are the commoners. Like nobility are good fascists.
I don't think that's a show that I'm going to be able to watch and take seriously because I'm going to be yelling.
It's so dumb. So much of that show is so fucking dumb. It's like good trash TV, and it is truly like unhinged on the level of like it's really what I want to see in like an adapting comics as a medium to TV in the level of we are just throwing everything at this. This is truly pulp media. Like
perfect.
One of the major political players in London is John Ripper, the gravedigger and serial killer who runs crime in the East End.
Stop it. And
he becomes a candidate for prime minister when London when London is run by the anarchist socialists, because he's been an ally of theirs the whole time.
This is sounding more and more like a fucking bad Doctor Who plot.
Oh, it so is like it's exactly the level of pulpy as like the truly pulpy Doctor Who.
This is feeling like a master circa Martha season plot.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which, by the way, I'm excited about the new
I'm happy to keep telling you guys about Pennyworth, but I am going to call the stream here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Good night.